guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Sandra, and today I have created this neutral but smoky eye with a hint of color for you guys. I did use the JACLYNHILLXMORPHE palette. I love that palette because it has neutrals, it has dark tones, and it's just perfect to create holiday looks. If you guys have not subscribed yet, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe at the end of the video. And if you guys want to see how I created this look, just keep on watching. Alrighty guys, so let's go ahead and jump into the tutorial. For my crease, I am using the color Frappe from Makeup Geek. This is the only color that I use that is not in the palette. I just personally really love this color, especially for my skin tone for a transition shade. And I am placing this all over the lid in windshield wiper motions just so that we can go ahead and have a good base for the other colors that we're going to be placing and just to give it a nice warm look. And now that we have applied that color onto our lids, we are going to go ahead and pick up the Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm going to pick up the color Creamsicle, and I'm just going to go ahead and dust that all over the crease just so that we can go ahead and start layering some colors so that we can get a nice gradient effect. Perfect. Now that we have layered those two colors on, we are going to go ahead and grab one of these darker colors. I'm accidentally cutting it off of the frame, but I went ahead and picked up the color Chip, and I am just placing that in the corners of my eyes just so that we can go ahead and start kind of giving it a winged eye effect. Once we have packed that color onto our eyes, we are going to go ahead and grab our Morphe M533 brush. This is just a fluffy brush that I like to use to go ahead and blend out any harsh edges. Just make sure that you do blend it out completely so that the look is seamless. Alrighty guys, and now for the star of the show, we're going to go ahead and pick up the color Diva. I love this color because it is not an intense like seafoam green color, but it does have a little bit of a forest green shade to it, and it is just perfect for the look that I was going for. I went ahead and just packed this onto my lid with my finger. I find that these shadows are super easy to use, especially if you're, a beginner. This would be perfect because you can totally use your finger. If you're trying to go for a little bit more of an intense pigment on these, you're more than welcome to use Fix Plus or any setting spray. Here I'm just picking up my Morphe M535 brush, and I am just making sure that there's no harsh edges after applying that green shadow onto the lid, just because we again want to make sure that this is a nice smooth transition between the colors. Alrighty, so next I'm going to go ahead and pick up the color Queen on a small pencil brush. I'm putting this in the inner corners of my eyes just to kind of bring a little bit more of the dimension and color onto the eye so it's not just a bare spot. I did along the way pick up a little bit of champagne pop just because I wanted to lighten it up a little bit so that my eye looked a little bit more open. Now picking up the color Beam on a Coastal Scents flat shader brush, I went ahead and put this all over my brow bone. This just kind of helps your brows stand out a little bit and kind of give a little bit more shape towards the brow. I personally always like highlighting the brow. I think it's just a really pretty look. Now switching back to my Morphe M533, I am just going to go again over the edges just to make sure everything is nice and blended, girl. Next, moving on to the face, I'm going to go ahead and apply my Maybelline Master Strobing Liquid. I am using the illuminating highlighter in the color 300, which is deep gold. I'm just going ahead and putting this all over my face. This will just bring nice radiance and a healthy look to the skin once we apply our foundation. Now that we have blended that evenly all over our face, we're going to go ahead and use the Too Faced Hangover RX Replenishing Face Primer. I like to use this again because I am oily and it does make my makeup stay in place all day long. Next for foundation, I am using the Fit Me foundation by Maybelline. I am in the color 322, which is Warm Honey, and I am applying this all over my face with a flat shader brush. Once I have applied a good amount of foundation onto my face, I do like to go in with my Coconut Rose Water Hydrating Face Mist and spraying this brush that I am using right now. I don't know the name of it, but it is kind of like a spoon looking one. And this one absolutely works and does the trick when it comes to blending in my foundation. It does it very seamlessly and it does not leave any streaking behind. I will go ahead and link the name of the brush down below. Once we have blended our foundation in, I am going to go into my LA Girl Pro Conceal HD High Definition Concealer. The color is Beautiful Bronze. I love using this color for contouring and it is super simple to use. I like to just apply this on the cheekbones, on my nose, under my lip, and on my forehead. To blend my contour, I am using this dome brush and spraying it with a little bit of Coconut Rose Hydrating Face Mist. I find that wetting my brush a little bit helps me move the product so that I have more of an even coverage instead of chunky and smudged areas. So that would be a great trick if you guys are having issues blending out your contour. Once you blend out your face, I like to use a small angled brush for my nose contour. I just find that a little brush works best to really get in those little areas and blend everything out evenly. Now going in with concealer, I'm just applying it to the T-zone area of my face. And to blend it all out, I like to use a Real Techniques wet beauty blender. And this just helps melt the product right into our skin so that everything is just nice and perfect. Once we have blended all of the concealer and the contour into our face, we're going to go ahead and use the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. I'm in the shade Fair Light, it's number 10, and I like to apply this with my beauty sponge. Again, just going over the T-zone just to set the areas that we put concealer on. Once once our face is nice and set, I am picking up my MAC Give Me Sun bronzer. I definitely like this bronzer because it has a nice golden tone to it, but it is not super orangey. It looks perfect on all skin tones, and it just brings a nice warmth into the face. So I'm just placing this on my cheekbones, forehead, on my nose, and under my lip and under my jawline, just the same areas where I contoured, just to set that contour in place. Once we have applied our bronzer, I am going to go in with a small stippling brush, and this is just going to help blend everything into place and get rid of any harsh edges that we might have so that everything is nice and soft. The next product I'm picking up is this NYX No Filter Finishing Powder. I am in the shade Medium Olive, and I'm just dusting this all over the face. For blush, I'm going to be using one of the Milani Baked blushes. This shade is Luminoso. It is a pretty peachy color. I think it complements the eye look a lot. And I'm just going to go ahead and place this on the apples of my cheeks. For highlighter, guys, I am going to be using the Becca Cosmetics and Jaclyn Hill highlighter in Champagne Pop. This is such a pretty color, and I like putting it on my face with a fan brush. I like to just put it on the high points of my face, which are my cheekbones, my forehead, and the bridge of my nose, and on the Cupid's bow. Going back to the eyes, I just wanted to enhance the green shade that I had on the lid. So what I did is I just went back into the Jaclyn Hill palette and picked up the color Enchanted and just placed it lightly on top of the green shade that we previously had on our lid, just making sure to blend it all out so that there are no harsh edges. To finish up the eye look, I'm just going to go ahead and pick up the colors that we used on our lid and do the same thing on the lower lash line so that it is a mirrored effect of what we have on our eyelid to what we have on our lower lash line. If you saw my previous video, you will see that I do not use any fake lashes. I do stick to my real ones, so what I do is I just give them a nice curl and get them nice and ready for some mascara. Using the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in Perversion, I'm just going to go ahead and quickly tightline the upper lash line so that we can make sure that the lashes look nice and full and there are no gaps. For my lash combo, I'm going to be using the Maybelline mascara in the Colossal Volume Express along with CoverGirl's Clump Crusher. This adds nice, full, lengthy lashes, at least for me it does, so this is my go-to combo. Once our lashes are nice and full, we're going to go ahead and move on to the lip. So for lip liner, I am using the Milani lip pencil in Spice. And then for the color of the lip, I am using the ColourPop Cosmetics liquid lipstick. This is in the color Chi, and it is just so pretty. It has a hint of brown with a little pinky undertone, and it is just perfect for fall. I personally cannot leave the house without setting the brows. So what I'm using today is going to be this Maybelline Brow Precise Fiber Voluminizer. It adds the perfect amount of fullness with the little fibers that it has, and your brows do not budge throughout the day. And last but not least, we're going to go ahead and set the entire face with the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. Alright guys, so that sums up the look. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching.